News hot off the press. It looked like the push that was heard around the world has cost WNBA player Chennedy Carter her career.
Chennedy Carter's push on Caitlin Clark wasn't just a foul. It was a career killer. Now, Carter's facing the consequences. Her job, reputation, and maybe even her future in the WNBA are all on the line. You might think it was just a small shove, but here's where it gets wild. The Chicago Sky is showing her the door, refusing to even offer her a core designation. Carter went from rising star to out of a job faster than a fast break.
When Tyler Marsh did the press conference, he talked about Angel Reese, he talked about Cardoso, who I think is going to be a star in the WNBA, but he did not really mention Chennedy Carter at all, and that raised a lot of eyebrows.
Chennedy Carter is no stranger to controversy. She's already played for 3 teams. But this time, she crossed a line no one saw coming.
She took it upon herself to put her filthy thug hands on WNBA player Caitlin Clark.
This wasn't just any push. It sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Imagine pushing the league's golden goose. You know you're in serious trouble now. We're breaking down what really happened when Carter went after Caitlin Clark in a moment that changed everything.
Fire between Carter and Clark.
Did you catch that? The tension on the court was already sky-high when the Chicago Sky faced off against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Everyone was on edge, and then out of nowhere, Carter shoved Clark, crossing a line no one expected. You can see it in her eyes, the split-second decision that's now haunting her. We've got exclusive footage with angles you've never seen before, showing exactly how it all went down.
Right there was that right there, I believe, was the push that altered her career. And I'm telling you right now, it is not looking good for Chennedy Carter.
The crowd gasped. The players were in shock. One said, "I've never seen anything like it." Caitlin's face said it all. She couldn't believe what had just happened. Caitlin herself later shared, "I was stunned. Time stood still. I couldn't process what had just happened." But here's the kicker. What happened next really sealed Carter's fate. The crowd erupted with boos.
For calling someone the B word while literally freaking winding up for a cheap shot. Yeah, that has to be taken into account. And then after the cheap shot, staring over and saying something before walking away. Like, you can't give, like, that is 3 separate technical fouls.
So now everyone's wondering, did Carter just push her career off a cliff? In the WNBA, it's not just about what you do on the court. It's about how you carry yourself off it. Right now, Carter's not exactly winning any popularity contests.
Her future was not going to be very bright, bruh. Now, a lot of people was kind of surprised by this. I'm not, because I know, you know what I'm saying? What she did to Caitlin Clark was completely unnecessary. And I'm here to tell you guys, she's living with that decision today because she is without a job.
There were big-time scouts in the stands that day, people who can make or break a career. One scout told us, "It's not just the push, it's the attitude afterward." We're looking for players who can handle pressure and be role models. What we saw that day is not what we want in a franchise player.
Jealous. That was a Bush League play, and it needs to be addressed. That was a flagrant foul. That was unnecessary. Flagrant, anything deemed to be unnecessary. I need somebody to explain to me, why was that necessary?
After the push, Carter had a chance to make things right. Instead, she brushed off the reporters, saying, "I didn't say anything on the play before bumping into Caitlin." No apology, no explanation, just nothing. It's like she thought ignoring the issue would make it go away. Spoiler alert, it didn't. It only made things worse.
To you a little bit after the few.
I didn't answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
Standing on the play before bumping in with Caitlin.
As y'all heard there, man, Chennedy Carter let it be known she was not answering any Caitlin Clark questions. And I'm telling you right now, she probably wish she should have, because she's without a...
You might think she's a star player. Surely that counts for something? Well, apparently not. The Chicago Sky's general manager dropped this bombshell.
Chennedy Carter had an incredible season for us last year. But in a statement provided by the Chicago Times, she's extremely talented and is a player that can impact the game at the highest level. In our league, we absolutely appreciate what she did for our team last year. However, we've made changes to our staff and will make changes to our rosters. Those changes impact Kennedy's fit on the team, so we wanted to give her the best opportunity as a free agent.
Hold up. They're not just talking about her skills, they're questioning how she fits with the team. But wait, there's more. Remember Carter's teammate, Angel Reese? Word is, they're not exactly on good terms anymore. In fact, Reese unfollowed Carter on social media. Now, you might think that's no big deal, but in today's world, that's a major red flag. It's like flashing a neon sign saying locker room drama.
I mean, look, maybe she's part of the culture problem. But that's very interesting. You know, I assumed, I'm not going to lie to you, I assumed the Chicago Sky was going to bring her back.
And it's not just Reese. Sources inside the team are spilling some hot tea. Some of Carter's teammates don't even want her on the roster anymore. Can you imagine going from star player to persona non grata like that?
Yeah, Chennedy Carter not getting an offer from the Sky means one thing. Someone influential in the locker room did not want her on the team. You never let your best offensive player and arguably your best player walk away from nothing unless there are locker room issues.
And then there's the decision not to offer Carter a qualifying offer in the WNBA. That's almost unheard of for a leading scorer. It's like the Sky are saying, we'd rather have no one than have you. Ouch. That's got to sting.
I mean, she can score. She can score with the lights out. I mean, she's pure offense, a pure shooting guard, scoring guard, an instant offense. But if you're a team, do you really want her on the team?
But here's where it gets crazy. Some people think this isn't just about the locker room or the push. They think it's about the future of the WNBA. Think about it. Caitlin Clark is the golden goose right now. She's bringing in fans, attention, and maybe even the better bargaining deal for all players. By pushing Clark, did Carter push herself out of the...
No team wants the cancer in the locker room. Okay, so that raises a great question. Is anybody going to want her? Maybe that's the best question. I mean, certainly there's real attitude issues.
Now Carter's an unrestricted free agent. But guess what? No one's lining up to sign her. You'd think a player of her caliber would have teams fighting for her, right? Wrong. We spoke to insiders from every WNBA team, and what they told us is shocking.
Annie Cristobal stated as well, no qualifying offer sent out to Chennedy Carter means she will be a free agent to test the market as an unrestricted free agent beginning tomorrow.
One team exec didn't hold back. We wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole, they said. Can you believe it? This is a pro athlete we're talking about, not some toxic waste. But it gets even crazier. We uncovered a hidden clause in Carter's contract with the Chicago Sky. Now, you're probably thinking, what's the big deal with a contract clause? Well, let me tell you, this one made it ridiculously easy for the Sky to cut her loose. It's like they had an escape hatch built into her deal. But why was it there in the first place? It's almost like they were expecting trouble from day one.
And I'm telling you right now, a lot of people and a lot of owners is not finna pick her up because of her attitude.
Now Carter's agent is scrambling to save her career. Picture this. Phone calls flying, desperate pitches to every team in the league. She's changed. She's learned her lesson. But no one's fighting. It's like watching a high-stakes game of hot potato. And Carter's the potato everyone's afraid to catch.
Someone said, whoa, she must really had a bad attitude.
Hold on tight, because here's the real shocker. Some teams are calling Carter a locker room cancer. Yikes. That's not just a red flag. That's a whole flashing warning sign. In pro sports, being labeled a locker room cancer is like getting stamped with a giant do not sign label.
Caitlin Clark is the reason these ladies is potentially, allegedly, possibly about to get the biggest payday of their lifetime, with the NBA stepping in to help them get this new collective bargaining agreement. potentially done. Then we got the media rights agreement done, which is like $3 or $2 billion. That money could possibly help them get larger contracts. And what Chennedy Carter put her filthy palms on Caitlin Clark did not help her.
So now we have to ask, is this really the end of Chennedy Carter's WNBA career? She's got the talent, no doubt. But talent can only take you so far when your reputation is in shambles. It's like she's standing on the edge of a cliff, and every team in the league is taking a step back. Why is everyone making such a big deal about Caitlin Clark? Because Clark isn't just changing the game, she's changing the whole league. We've got the inside scoop on why this matters. Clark's popularity is skyrocketing, and it's not just fans who are noticing. The big wigs at the WNBA are taking notice, too. More eyes on the league means more money, more opportunities, and a brighter future for everyone. So the big question is, did Carter just push herself out of the future of women's basketball?